Alright, here we are. I'm Sassimint Grace. It's going to take me a while to get used to talking at myself in the monitor. Just give me some patience. Why do I have a YouTube channel? I have a YouTube channel because of this list of questions. Number 1, what is the worst that can happen? Well, for me, the worst that can happen is that I'm in jail or in pain or entirely dependent on others to take care of my most basic needs, right? So those are the worst things that can happen. So there's a lot of good stuff in between all those things. The next question is, what is true about you today that would make your 8-year-old self cry? That's going to be hard to answer because I don't really remember much about myself when I was 8. Don't have any, things I can say. This happened when I was 8 years old. Can't really go there. Question 3, what makes you forget to eat and poop? Well, there are 2 things, in fact. The first thing, of course, is talking, and the second thing is eating. And for me to forget to eat is a pretty major thing. So, what makes me do that? Eating, forget to poop, forget to eat. It's talking and it's writing. Number 4, how can you better embarrass yourself? First I thought, that's kind of a weird question. And then I read it further into it, and it was about being vulnerable, taking a risk, taking a chance, doing something that goes against the grain of the society's norms, kicking at the walls of the status quo. Okay, question number 5 is, how are you going to save the world? I am going to help save the world by planting the seed of love, by planting the seed into the hearts of all those media goers that we are all one. It doesn't matter what difference our skin, our culture, we're all made of the same stuff. We all love our grandchildren, we all love our Grammys. We are all one. That's part of why I'm here, is to remind people that we're all one. Question number 6, gun to your head. If you had to leave the house all day, every day, where would you go and what would you do? I would have my own broadcasting channel. I would choose the music, I would choose the interviews, I would choose everything, and I would have some really interesting guests and some fascinating conversations with them. That's what I would do is if I could, had to go somewhere every day, all day. Question 7. If you knew you were going to die a year from today, what would you do and how would you want to be remembered? Well, what I would do is I would have all about Sassimint Grace in Wikipedia, and I would also have a YouTube channel that I broadcast my very special brand of propaganda from. Propaganda, good one, huh? Well, I'm not quite sure where to go from here. It's all very scary, but I know there's a couple of things I want to talk about and I want people to hear. The first thing is, let's talk about the decriminalization of marijuana. That's the first thing. And make it as accessible as liquor to adults. And the second thing I want to talk about is sex. I really have a lot to say about sex and about what I see, what I have seen, my commentary on how in some ways our society is so twisted and nobody seems to recognize how twisted it is that girls have to shave the hair on their body when they get to puberty, and they're the usual model size is a body that is prepubescent, more or less. It's not a woman's body. It's unnatural for a woman to have a body, that's that small in those places. So it's, to me, how is it not just a substitution for sexual abuse? You know what I mean? Like, really. Um, some people wondered when I said about shaving, and I said especially when they want to shave your crotch, and they don't want to be with a person unless she has a shaved crotch. That really is kind of creepy to me because women have hair. It's part of being a woman. It's a very blessed state as far as this cat's concerned. Anyway, I'm actually at this point not really unhappy with the way that I'm looking on this camera. And that's very unusual because I'm usually very concerned about what I look like. So what I had to do before I came here and sat down to do this is go into the other room and very carefully close my door, open my window, and put some little green bud into a little tiny pipe about the size of your thumb. Well, if you got a medium-sized thumb, and have a little puff and blow the smoke out the open window, and put it out, and then light incense and go through the house lighting candles, because in my building, it's against the rules to use drugs. And it doesn't seem to matter that I have no problems with my neighbors. I get along well with everybody in the building. I don't have noise. There's no damages here. There's no excessive amount of company. In fact, there's hardly anybody here. Mostly people just come and pick us up and go away, right? They don't come in as guests. So, I'm sitting here, and I would like to have been able to sit here and cut some up and make a joint and roll it and smoke it in front of you. And tell me something. If you had not have known that I had smoked, would you have known that I was altered in some way? Do you think that you would have noticed a difference in me somehow? I have to say that most people can't tell the difference in me because I talk nonstop whether I'm high or whether I'm straight. Don't really much matter. Isn't it weird how I've got one eyebrow higher than the other? Wonder what that's about. Very strange, eh? Cool, though. I like the color my hair is on this. This is me. This is who I am. I'm being as myself and at peace and at ease as I can be at this time in my life. But I'm doing one thing. I'm doing these things that I always wanted to do now. I'm not going to save them anymore. I'm not going to put them off. I am going to be here now. I am going to have a blast, baby. A blast. Because I am going to trust that I was brought here to be who I am, to love who I love, to piss off those I piss off, to have the courage to be true to myself. I think of all the things that I've got in my life. I think that my ability to honor myself and think about who I am and what I value, I think that's something that I've developed. I know I'm self-centered, self-righteous, blah blah. Some days I have, let's put it this way, I see people struggling. Sometimes I remember when I went through those very same struggles, and when I went through those struggles, it was so terrifying. I thought I was going to die. I thought there was nothing. I gave up hope. And always just as I'm ready to jump off the bridge, not literally, But, when things seem to be at their full out worst, the most amazing things happen. The tables turn, and all that comes my way is good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And I remember, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I have to be reminded that the dark side has a light on the other side. Ultimately, there's a light on the other side. Or maybe a rainbow type of arrangement. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, this is the end of my first broadcast of Sassimint Grace. Be here now.